So I just got back from hot yoga and I'm so excited about this. I mean, well, I didn't just get back. I took a shower. Honestly, not as bad as I expected it to be. So going into it, I thought that, this hot yoga thing has got a bunch of like super experts who are like super flexible and stuff like that. And so going into it, I was so nervous. And then when I got there, it was definitely intimidating, like walking into the studio and the vibe. I mean, it's a nice studio and everything, but the vibe is sort of like, I don't say presumptuous, maybe it's their way of making you feel like you're part of the gang, but just walking in, I kind of felt like everyone knew what they were doing. There were people chatting in little cliques and stuff, and then I was just like, yeah. Anyway, so going into it, I knew for a fact that I would be the only black person. This is relevant for the story. So I knew I was going to be the only black person or the minority there. Like I realized that when I was walking towards the studio. And at that point, I actually got a lot more nervous because I was like, oh my God, like if I mess up, everyone's going to notice because it's bad enough, not bad enough in that sense, but like when you're a visible minority, you often feel like people are watching you, or at least I do. And so, not like people are watching you, but like you often feel like people notice you more because you kind of stand out more than everybody else. And so in my mind, I was just like, oh my God, I'm standing out and I suck at this. I'm gonna suck at this and I'm gonna be noticeably, like whatever. So anyway, when I got there, I immediately went towards, like I secured a spot by the wall, which is also the cooler part of the room. When I got there, there weren't that many people in there yet, so I actually could pick anywhere where I wanted to go. The instructor showed me which parts of the studio were warmer or hotter and stuff like that, and so I obviously picked a beginner's spot. And then it was also good because the place that I picked was kind of by the wall, and so the instructor is like over there and I was like here. So most people's direction is, even though technically you're looking forward, there weren't that many people behind me to notice me. I think there's just like one guy. But anyway, yeah, so that part was actually noticeable. But in terms of the actual sweating, you sweat like crazy. Do you know the meaning of crazy? Uh, oh my God, like, yeah, you do sweat like crazy. That part, that is not fiction, that's facts. So I think within the first 3 minutes, 5 minutes, I was already like, I've definitely never done anything like this before. And so the girl in front of me was super yogini, like flexible and doing all sorts of things, and she knew all the moves before the instructor said them. So in a way that was kind of like intimidating for me, so meaning like seeing how flexible she was, and then I was just like, holy, I'm never gonna be like that. But yeah, it was also good because at some point I had to take my glasses off. Yes, so if you wear glasses, forget it, you're not going to be able to wear your glasses in the class. So I had to take my glasses off. Basically, I'm short-sighted or nearsighted, and so I couldn't see the instructor who was way over there. And so I pretty much depended on the yogini who was in front of me, which was a cool thing to have, especially for my first class, to have someone who's actually really good in front of me. The only drawback was that I was right behind her, and so the instructor kept saying, look at yourself in the mirror, or like look at your knee in the mirror, or your stomach, or things like that. And so I couldn't look in the mirror because she was right in front of me. So next time I know that I have to place my mat kind of like next, adjacent, is that what you call it? Kind of like behind someone, but like next to them, not directly behind them. Yeah, so that was that. And then what else can I tell you? Oh yes, the other thing that was actually like significantly noticeable is that there's no point in wearing clothes in hot yoga. Like you might as well just go in with your, I mean, you can actually go in naked, but you might as well just wear like your underwear, because you're gonna sweat like crazy. When I say you're gonna sweat like crazy, I mean there was no way of me filming it. I anticipate that I'm gonna do a lot of laundry this month because first of all, you need 2 towels going into it. I actually just took one towel. I took one towel and one small face cloth. I'm glad I took the face cloth because throughout the whole class I kept wiping like my eyes. You sweat so much that your eyes are like drenched and like you're just like blinding yourself with the sweat. That's how much sweat you get. But it's, I think I would advise you to take a like a face cloth into the class, just because, especially for those of us who are new. I don't know, other people weren't wiping their faces. I was just like, how's that even possible? Because the sweat was literally like blinding me. And what I also liked about the class is that there were people who were different sizes. Like you had super like skinny people to people who are more on the chubbier side, and then there was also people who are like super flexible, and then people who aren't as flexible. So that kind of makes you feel like you're not a complete beginner. But yes, the sweating is real, you guys, and my hair is actually still wet. I mean, it's been at least an hour now since I came back, but yeah, my hair is still wet. Everything is wet. My towel is wet, my hair is wet, my clothes are wet, everything is wet. And so going into tomorrow, the only good thing is that I actually have yoga wear. So I have these shorts from Lululemon that I've always had. So I'm glad that I have those because that's basically what I'll be wearing the whole month. Now, trust me when I say that it's actually so relaxing. Even though it's hard, it's actually hard. That part shouldn't be ignored. Definitely hard. But it's a hard that's not as, it's not like strenuous. Like you don't feel like, it's not the same intensity as like running on a treadmill or something like that, or a stairmaster, or doing something intense like that. It's more, it's challenging, but not in the same way. Like it's more about your flexibility. I think it's actually better to do it when you're super relaxed, or at least the state of mind to be in is definitely relaxed. And by the end of the class, you are feeling pretty relaxed, like just relaxed. I'm glad that I took my first class at nighttime because I'm hoping that this is going to help me fall asleep. Yeah. And yeah, but I really want to do it for the full 30 days, which is going to be hard, but I think it's going to be fun. It'd be so cool if I'm able to do some of the moves, because some of the moves were actually really hard, like impossible hard. I mean, I can't show you exactly, but yeah, there were a couple of moves. Everything was happening fast, also there was so much information to take in. But I think tomorrow I'll show you guys which moves I'm finding the most difficult, and I would actually want to record myself doing them because then I can see my progress. But anyway, that's it.